individual sabre contest, and it is Anna BASHTA who will lead us out. And her opponent, GEORGIADOU from Greece, has had a great season. Could have had two Greeks in this. Theodora Guntura was knocked out by BASHTA in the quarterfinals. And you can see their world ranks. BASHTA well, I've got her down as world rank 4. I'm not sure if the caption's right there. As world rank number 1. She is world rank number 1.
Guarantee she's the number 1 in the world.
She's number 1 in the world. No, that's wrong. Apologies for that. Anna BASHTA is number 1 in the world.
By quite some way as well.
And GEORGIADOU is a number 4 in the world.
Yes.
So there's been some kind of mix-up there.
Amazing season from the Greek fencers, both GEORGIADOU and Guntura getting on the podium in the regular season. No surprise to see GEORGIADOU here. Don't think this is one-way traffic for the world number 1, but she has been on form this season. This is the thing with BASHTA this season. Under the tutelage of Shtubabin, the ex-Ukrainian coach, she's just making the right calls right from the very start of matches. And, you know, that is a phenomenal... It's Karlan-esque.
So you're referring to Olga Karlan, the great Ukrainian fencer.
Just a little hesitation off the line. Sabra's always telling me it's not hesitation. They're looking, it's deliberate. But she makes the wrong decision in finishing her attack. So GEORGIADOU off the mark.
Yeah, you can choose how quickly you come off the line, the number of steps you take. The main thing is to keep it varied. You don't want to be worked out by your opponent. I imagine this one will be a lot closer than the first semi-final.
GEORGIADOU's doing great work in the middle. Great work in the middle. Fancy if GEORGIADOU, well, Georgia, that's lovely though, a great distance trap there. If GEORGIADOU, in my mind, has to get the lead going into the break. I think if BASHTA has it, it's going to be a struggle. But that's a brilliant little distance trap, stepping in, luring the attack, provoking the attack, and then stepping away. And now we get a video appeal.
Well, the last time they met was back in Orléans in 2019, and it was GEORGIADOU that won that one, but BASHTA has really only come on to form spectacularly this season.
Have a look at this one. And it is changed.
Oh.
Good call from, well, it's in fact the coach there. It was Shtubabin who made that call. Made miss, and then picks up the blade on the attack. That's a lovely bit of fencing and full use of the piece there.
It's great when they use the whole piece in sabre. Doesn't happen all the time, but going out of the middle.
Oh, that's a lucky one. That's a lucky one. BASHTA could have sworn she'd hit then. That's why she's testing. A brief view of the Greek coach there, Thanasis Delinikas. BASHTA with the right of way. Oh, Georgiadou stepping in on the counter. That's lovely.
Stealing a point to level the score.
Try same again, this time counter block. So the variety she's showing with these counters is what's getting her these points. She's not doing the same thing every time. Watch this, counter, block. So the block is there to make sure the attack doesn't land. As you said, Graham, when you're countering, the other person can't hit. The first attack is no this time from the Greek athlete.
Yeah, BASHTA that time, instead of coming forward, went back, used the distance trap, levels the scores.
Yeah, she starts the attack for me, Georgiadou, but she stops. She makes a stop in the action. We might see her there, and then
that is enough.
Just as simple as that. That one stop, that one pause, gives the right of way the other way.
And we go to the break, and BASHTA does have a slender lead, but is no way would you say that she was dominant in this match.
No, clever fencing from Georgiadou, that's for sure. Of course, she won that Grand Prix in Orléans right at the beginning of the season, a silver medal at the Hammamet World Cup in May. So still on cracking form, and no surprise that she's here in the medal matches, but BASHTA this season, when she's come out and taken the lead at the break, she's tended to go on and win.
Yeah, looks like she means business, that is for sure.
Vadim Shtibabin there applauding his new charge. Ukrainian coach.
He has come in and made a massive difference.
There's one thing you can say about Georgiadou, though. She has bags of fight.
Oh, this is going to be interesting now. So, you ready for a proper scrap?
So, BASHTA showing what her intention is right from the off, but just showing signs of a little bit of maintenance required, perhaps on that front leg. On the attack, BASHTA's this is right of way with her. Georgiadou on the back line, more patient on the attack to avoid.
Yeah.
She didn't actually avoid the counter. Despina Georgiadou threw it out there, but BASHTA kept the distance, so it missed this time, then she could finish her attack. You watch here, there's the counter, and then BASHTA just says, all right.
She could have been hit by that counter, and it wouldn't have mattered as long as she'd finished the attack.
Tries to find a parry, and the referee said that's enough of a meeting of the blades to call it a riposte. Georgiadou needs to make sure she scores at least 2 more hits before BASHTA does.
Yeah, needs to close the gap. Can't let the gap be more than 3. BASHTA is now starting to edge ahead. Well, we've gone to a video review on this one.
Yeah, that replay doesn't really give us enough. It's a beautiful shot.
Tell from up there.
But looking down, you can't see the movement.
See, there's a different camera that films for the referees.
We get the replay here. Both stop, both go. I think that's a good call. I think that is together. Miklos Kosa, though, he's the expert. He's coming back.
Well, his options are, he can just, So his options are to overturn it one way, leave it as it is, or to basically just say, well, it was simultaneous, like abstaining, no hit given. Well, that time you can see BASHTA just pointing the finger at the referee, acknowledging that the hit was against her.
For me, Georgiadou stops again. She starts the action. She has the right of way, but she did what she did in the first period. She stops, and that's enough.
Yeah. Well, going to the video again.
There's that stop, and that's enough. Because Georgiadou started and had the right of way, it was hers for the taking. The stop means it automatically switches over to the other side. Well, in fact, when he came back, he didn't even give a decision then because Georgiadou had seen the replay and said, actually, it was on me. That was a bad video call from me.
A full start there for...
Second one, so gets a red card. That's a 3 point. Should be 9, I think.
Yeah, so both got a yellow there. Georgiadou got a yellow and BASHTA got a second yellow? How did that work? That's not right.
Well, if they both start early, they both get a yellow, and perhaps BASHTA complained and got a second an infringement for making too much of a fuss about it. I can't be 100% sure of that.
That's one that we can ask the referee later.
So Miklos Kursa called that brilliantly. Georgiadou missed the first action, so BASHTA gets the right away. BASHTA is looking very strong for a place in the final here. Oh, no, 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 no. Despina Georgiadou stepping into the middle and not doing anything at all that time. It didn't even look like she looked for a parry here. Well, she did try, but it was... I think she got caught in two minds.
Well, that's the worst thing that you can do in sabre.
Back line. Attack good, though.
Yeah. As I say, if you're new to fencing, it's not who hits first, it's who has the priority. If there are two coloured lights on, the referee has to give it to the fencer that was attacking. And that is that. Anna BASHTA hits the accelerator after the break and comes out with a very dominant performance against Despina Georgiadou, who's had a fantastic season. But BASHTA is the world #1. She's the European champion, and she's on her way to staking a claim to becoming the world champion. It's going to be a really interesting matchup when we see the final. BASHTA against Imura.
I think that it is an interesting final, and you know what, those people that said Imura was the standout favourite, I'm still not sure, but they were quite right that she was going to make it through to the final. And a thumbs up from Anna BASHTA there, but I think BASHTA's the one that's got to be the favourite now. Are we going to do it? Do you want to have a? I hear you're not very good at. Oh no, you won, didn't you, last night? Your
so
50 Egyptian pound bet.
Let's bring in our foil expert, Richard Cruz.
Other foil expert. Sorry, hold on a minute.
Sorry, no.
You've got someone else calling foil now, have you? Hi, Richard.
Can I just say that I think, Graham, you owe me 50 because I put 100 on the table, you put 50, and you took the whole lot.
That's true.
I'll keep my 50 back, and then we're going to have another bet tonight, I think.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm going to leave this bromance to blossom in front of all of you.